Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the past 7 days. To start off, we have Shadow Paladin, who get Dark Dragon, Dark Veil Dragon, who is a G-Guardian. This skill is Auto Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 5000 shield until the end of the battle for each 2 grade 1 cards in your drop zone. This can get to incredible amounts of defense, giving long enough, and Soul isn't so much of a problem these days, so you should have enough to spare for this unit. Slaptail Dragon is a grade 2 with Auto Rearguard Circle Ritual 3. When your other grade 1 unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard with the Ritual ability, the unit that was placed and this unit get plus 3000 power until the end of turn. This ability should be able to go off at least once per turn. More importantly, as the continuous deck and drop zone, if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Luard in its card name, this card gets grade -1. This gives it a similar appeal as Morfessa, but this can also be superior called from the deck thanks to it being a grade 1 in the deck. Finally for shadows, we have Drag Wizard EU Halba, a grade 1 with continuous Rearguard Circle Ritual 3 during the battle that this unit boosted. This unit gets power plus 3000 and they have Auto Rearguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 1. When your other rearguard with the ritual ability is retired from Rearguard Circle for the effect or cost of your card, you may put this card into your soul. This card has good and not so good points. Naturally, you want to soul your abilities, but most of your retire targets will be grade 1s, and you want to put them into the drop zone. Still, having the option to soul blast them later in the game at least helps. One who hunts soul, Balam, is a new stride for Dark Irregulars. His first skill is Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same as this unit and turn it face up. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards. This unit gets that unit's power and drive +1. Retire that unit. You may soul charge 2 for each face up card in your G-Zone, and to go nicely with that effect, he has continuous Vanguard Circle Generation Break 3, Darkness. If the number of cards in your soul is 13 or more, your opponent cannot call grade 1 cards from their hand to Guardian Circle. This is similar to Gilles de Rais, but as you can soul charge through his own skill, he becomes a lot easier to accomplish. He doesn't get the extra critical, but the extra drive check is more than enough. Insolation Fallen Angel Acrasial is a perfect guard that can defend a unit with the Darkness ability and has Act Drop Zone Generation Break 2, Darkness, Counterblast 1, and choose another Insolation Fallen Angel Acrasial from your soul or drop zone and bind it face up. Return this card to your hand. This is a very useful perfect guard to have, especially as if you get it in your soul, you can get it back into your hand even after you've used her to soul blast. Baleful Repressor is a grade 2 with Auto Rearguard Circle Generation Break 2, Darkness. When this unit attacks, if the number of cards in your soul is 8 or more, until the end of the battle, this unit gets power plus 10,000 and your opponent cannot call grade 0 cards from hand to Guardian Circle. This is a much stronger form of Doppelvampire, and with this in combination with Balam, the guard restricting is going to really hurt your opponent. A new G-Guardian for the clan is Accumulated Attachment Drudge Nasu. Her skill is Continuous Guardian Circle. If the number of cards in your soul is 8 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield. And she also has Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, choose one of your grade 1 or greater rearguards with the Darkness ability, and you may put it into your soul. If you do, draw a card. Luckily, her second skill can fuel her first skill, so even if you're only on 7 soul, this can put you up to the 8, and this also helps activate any defensive darkness abilities you may have, such as with Falsing Vampire. This unit is a grade 2 with continuous Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, and Guardian Circle. Darkness, if the number of cards in your soul is 4 or more, this unit gets plus 2000 power and plus 5000 shield, and Intercept. Then, if you have a Vanguard with a Darkness ability and the number of cards in your soul is 8 or more, this unit gets shield plus 5000. This is a very nice defensive grade 3, but there are a lot of grade 3 options at the moment for Dark Irregulars. A fun little card to use is White Fang Wielder. He's a grade 1 with Act Rearguard Circle Darkness. Retire this unit. If the number of cards in your soul is 20 or more, choose cards with the Darkness ability from your soul, each with different grades. Put them into your deck and shuffle your deck. If you choose cards, choose up to 5 of your units and they get plus 6000 power until the end of the turn. It's a very slow card to use, but the power is very good, especially with all the guard restricting you'll have. Revolting Bolt is a grade 1 with auto when this unit is put into your soul by a card effect during your turn. If you have a Vanguard with the Darkness ability, choose one of your units and it gets power plus 4000 till the end of turn. So you can start to get power buffs from soul charging, which can get up pretty high on a big charging turn. And that he has continuous Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Darkness, Resist. The new Forerunner is Wachstum Vampire. His ability is Act Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Darkness, Counterblast 1, and put this unit into your soul. And choose one of your other rearguards and retire it. Choose up to 2 of your grade 1 or greater cards with the Darkness ability from your soul and put them into your hand. This does mean you can add the new Perfect Guard to hand, as well as most of your other major units. You're not gaining any cards as you need to get rid of 2, but 1 is going into the soul, which helps a lot to prevent you from ruining your strategy. Verfleder Informant is a stand trigger who has Act Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Darkness, put this unit into your soul. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard, draw a card. Choose one of your rearguards and that unit gets plus 3000 power until the end of the turn. The draw is very nice and you're not losing anything for gaining more soul. And yet again, the power helps with the guard restricting you'll be doing. Lastly, for Dark Irregulars, we have Ammon's follower, Abyssum Lust, who is another of the new R heal triggers with the auto bind this card face up and choose another card with heal in from your drop zone and bind it face up. When this card is discarded for the cost of calling a G-Guardian, you may pay the cost. If you do, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. It will be nice to have more countercharging, as soul charging isn't a problem for Dark Irregulars. Crimson Lotus Ultimate Regalia Muspel is a stride for Genesis. With the skill of Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, choose a face down card from your G-Zone and turn it face up. Soul Blast any number of cards. Choose one of your rearguards for each card Soul Blasted, and they plus 4000 power until the end of the turn. If you Soul Blast 3 or more cards, draw a card, or countercharge 1. This is a fantastic first stride, as the G-Flip is very useful, and 3 to 5 soul at that point in the game isn't hard to achieve. Also, being generic is very nice. Revelation may have some troubles with it not being a Revelation unit, but at least it is still an option for them. Ultimate Regalia of Affection, Aya, is a G-Guardian with auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, choose up to 4 cards with different grades from your drop zone and put them into your soul. If you put 2 or more cards this way, until the end of the battle, this unit gets plus 5000 shield. Then, if you put 4 or more cards, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield. With all the cards going into your drop zone, this will be easy to achieve for Regalia, and fuels next turn's abilities. Aya also gets the form of a heal trigger with Service Regalia Aya, who have countercharging or soul charging ability from G-Guardians. A grade 1 for Regalia is Regalia of Talisman Expel Angel. She has Act Rearguard Circle once per turn, choose 3 normal units with Regalia in its card names, different from this unit, from your drop zone, and put them into the bottom of your deck, in any order. If you have a Vanguard with Regalia in its card name, this unit gets plus 3000 power until the end of turn. And if you have a face-up card with Regalia in its card name in your G-Zone, draw a card. With this only putting normal units back, there is still a place for Dreaming Dragon in Regalia deck, though that doesn't mean this card is bad. This unit still becomes a 10k booster and will draw you a card basically for free. Lastly, for Genesis, we have Regalia of Epicenter, Kukurihime. She's a critical trigger with Act Rearguard Circle, put this unit into your soul. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, choose one of your units and it gets power plus 3000 until the end of the turn. If you have a face-up card in your G-Zone, draw a card. Another trigger that adds to the soul while drawing new cards, making it basically free soul. Very useful for Genesis. For Nupatama, we have the grade 3 Blazing Demonic Stealth Dragon, Shiranui Zanki. The first skill is Dominate. Auto Vanguard Circle during your turn. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or when your G unit strides, choose up to one of any player's rearguards and it gets power plus 2000 until the end of the turn. If that is your opponent's rearguard, stand it and dominate it and attack your opponent's other unit. This is turn, so you can use this skill twice if you were to ride and stride in the same turn. Shiranui also has Auto Vanguard Circle Soul Blast 1. At the beginning of ride phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. All players choose a card from their hand and call it to Rearguard Circle. Your opponent cannot activate the auto abilities of the cards called with this effect until the end of the turn. This is an interesting way to mix the previous 2 Shiranui grade 3s, as you are gaining a unit to dominate, as well as lowering your opponent's defenses by taking a card out of their hand. Nupatama also get a Forerunner, Stealth Dragon Burai. It has auto rearguard circle, put this unit into your soul. When your Vanguard with the dominate ability is placed on Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. Choose a card from your opponent's. Your opponent calls that card to rearguard circle, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit. This will be very useful for the first ride of your grade 3, as the new Shiranui doesn't bring out any new units until the turn after it comes out. So this gives you dominate options. Pulsar Merry Block Dragon is a grade 1 for Gear Chronicle. The first skill this unit has is Continuous Deck or Drop Zone. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this card gets +2 grade. This works for binding him face up to get a stride with Chronojet Dragon Z, and it's great for time leaping a grade 2 into the grade 1. This unit also has Auto Rearguard Circle Generation Break 1. When this unit boosts, you may have this unit get power plus 2000 for each other Zodiac Time Beast unit to the end of that battle. If you do, at the end of the battle, bind this unit face up. So whatever you do, this is probably finding its way into the bind zone, which is great for all 3 of the main Gear Chronicle builds. We also get Pulsar Bombard Hawk. This unit is a critical trigger with Act, Rearguard Circle, bind this unit face up, countercharge one. Binding itself for free is basically as good as the countercharging, and speeds up getting to your Demiurge turn nicely. Getting past the GBT14 stuff, we actually have some Shushu stuff from GCB07. First of all, we have the Stride unit, Shushu Living Icon Ilya. She has Act, Vanguard Circle once per turn, Soul Blast 1, and choose 5 of your rear guards with Shushu in its card name, and put them to the bottom of your deck in any order. Draw 3 cards, and until the end of the turn, this unit gets plus 20,000 power and plus 1 critical. If we get more cards that can benefit from being put back into the deck, then this will be a great little first stride. It's a lot of power to deal with that early on, so it will likely be a perfect guard or nothing. We don't know the rarity yet, but it is likely this will be the singular stride of the set. Next we have the grade 2 Shushu Liren. She has continuous rearguard circle generation break 1. If you have a Vanguard with Shushu in its card name, this unit gets plus 2000 power, and all of your grade 2 or greater rearguards with Shushu in its card name get continuous rearguard circle, resist, and boost. This is an amazing continuous ability to always give your high grade units boost, which means putting a bunch of cards back into your deck and being a bit unsure about what you're getting in return has become much less of a problem. This is going to be a very important unit of the deck. And lastly for this week, we have the Stride Fodder unit, Shushu Sonya. She has Auto Rearguard Circle, choose a grade 3 card from your hand and discard it. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, search up to 1 grade 2 or greater card with Shushu in its card name and put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And she has continuous rearguard circle or hand. If you have a Vanguard named Shushu Debut Stage Tirua, you may pay the cost for Stride by putting this card into your drop zone. This is partly a very flexible card, but at the same time, it only works for the 1 grade 3. So even if they make another Tirua card, this card can't use its Stride ability with that card. And that is everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days. And if you have any questions about the cards, feel free to leave those in the comments section below. So I hope to see you next time. Bye!